What it do, everybody? It's your boy Nathaniel back with another video, man. And today we're gonna be talking about the silence. What it do, everybody? It's your boy Nathaniel back with another video. And today I'm gonna be talking about why, silence could be very deadly. And not in the, in that farting sense or nothing like that, man. So get that out your heads. But in all seriousness, man, I'm gonna tell you a little story, of kind of the methods that I've learned through sales and, working as a professional salesperson for 3 years, and the art of being silent, the art of negotiating and using silence, and things along that nature, right? And how you could just kind of use that in your personal life. But, I've come to learn since getting into that sales environment and that sales job, but it's really the one who speaks less that wins the battle. You're often taught in sales that, you want to gather as much information as you can. And how do you do that? By asking general questions, open-ended questions, that is. So that has to do with like what, how, when, mainly what and how are, pretty much the way. So, how do you go about your day to day? What are you looking for in your next opportunity? And you just ending it like that, man. A lot of people, what they'll do is, they'll ask a question and then they'll kind of follow up on the question and like somewhat ask another question or maybe even answer the question they just asked, and it's just like, shut up, like just stop talking. Like these people, people psychologically wise, like they don't like silence. Like when you're talking to somebody, you're communicating with somebody, like they don't like silence by any means, right? But as a salesperson, and you understand that and you use that to your advantage, because what does that mean? The more you stay silent and keep your mouth shut, the more they're going to keep talking. And then they're going to start revealing more and more and more and more until you get all the information you need. And then I wouldn't say you could use or manipulate them with that information, but you have a better chance at solving the problem that they're looking for it to be solved, whatever that is, whatever form. And even in relationships too. Honestly, the story I'm gonna get into is more so to do with the relationship that I was in, man. So obviously I was talking to this girl, and she had brought up a general comment, and she had asked me to do something, but the way she had asked me to do it, I thought it was pretty disrespectful. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm nothing but respectful. I do a lot for the people that are in my life. And I felt like this was kind of a shot at my ego, my integrity, and just my being. And the one side of me was definitely saying like, man, you should just get at this, you should get at her. And just like kind of snap back, man. You feel me? Like get at her in the worst way, start calling her out for some things that she didn't do. But I say, you know what, let me play this a different way, man. I think she's, and this is often the thing with women. I'm not gonna denigrate or belittle women or anything like that. But I mean, like, often they will challenge your manhood and see, what kind of cojones you have. But they like to play stupid games. And you know what? With me, you're gonna win stupid prizes. Meaning I'm gonna let you go and you can have a nice day or a nice life in in this sense. So, anyways, getting back to the story, she had asked me to do something for her, but she had asked it in a super disrespectful way, and she was moody up until she had asked me this, and then tried to lighten up by asking me to do this for her. And I was kind of like bothered by that. And by this time, I kind of have my ends with the person. I mean, I didn't really care no more. I was kind of mentally done with the relationship. But again, there was two ways to go about the situation. I either reply back and I get at her in some fashion, not in a bad way or anything like that, because I'll never really lash out, because again, you don't want to show too much emotions, especially dealing with women. But I said, let me not answer this text for a couple of hours and see what happens. And sure enough, maybe 2, 3 hours, because normally, we go hour in terms of our conversation. I waited 2, 3 hours, watched a football game or something like that. I think there was Ohio State was playing, so I was watching the game and just kick up, chilling, eating some food and everything. Lo and behold, I get another text. talking about, hey, our plans for later. Actually, I'm gonna cancel those plans, and I'd rather be by myself. And if you don't want to do what I asked you to do, then that's okay. You can have a good day. So I said, okay, bet. And again, what was the art behind that? It was just being silent, man, not replying, bro. People want a reaction, whether it's good or bad. They want a reaction. They want to feel like somebody wants them, honestly. And in this situation, like when you use the art of being silent to win the argument, again, people are going to reveal their true color. So what I advise you guys to do is just be silent. So she had follow up with that text. And what did I do after that? Did I reply right away? Did I reply within, like, next half an hour, an hour? No. I read the text message. I laughed, kept watching. I think the next game came on. Watched that game for another 2, 3 hours. Then I finally replied to the text and basically said I was busy. And if you can't wait for me to respond to a text, what's the point of us being together? Now, again, there's more details to that. So get out the comments by saying, oh, like, da 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 da, this, that, and the third. Don't really care, to be honest, because you don't know how the conversation went. But essentially, I basically had said, like, I was doing X, Y, and Z. If you can't wait for me to reply to a text message, then you can have a nice life. And again, I was already done with this person at the time. There was a bunch of stuff that I let go already. But I just want to say that because, again, like, even when I talk to people on the phone, we used to call it G2, so gathering information. And that's more of like an army term, but the person who had owned the company, I believe was an army vet, and they had owned an NFL team as well. So a lot of the jargon was related to football and the army. But you want to get your G2. Again, how do you get a G2? And I'm gonna move it more into the business sense. Like, you're talking to somebody, you're negotiating with somebody, you're trying to get some information from somebody. You got to ask open-ended questions, and you got to just ask the question and keep your mouth shut. Don't be asking the question, following up. Don't be asking the question and answering the question and then asking another question, or 2, 3 questions. And you ask one single question that's open-ended, like what or how. Try to stay away from why, but more so what, how, and just keep your mouth shut. I guarantee it will work every time. And the longer you can keep your mouth shut, it's like being underwater. For those of you who can hold your breath underwater, right? Like, what do they tell you? Just be calm. Like, the calmer you are, the easier it is to hold your breath. And it's the same thing with the conversation. You got to hold your breath. You got to be able to just let people talk their shit, let them get everything out. And then once it's dead silent, be once they stop talking, don't talk. Do not talk. Let them pick it up again, because what they're looking for is some type of reaction, or to see if you're engaged on the other line. You could chime in with a couple of okay, but even that might interrupt them to the point where they're going to stop and think that you're going to keep the conversation going. So I would advise you to just be silent unless they ask you, like, hello, are you still there? Be like, yeah, I'm just listening, just here, just listening. And again, it seems like you're being attentive. First and foremost, you're actually engaged, and people just can't stand the awkward silence. So again, use silence to your, advantage in whatever it is, whether it be a relationship, whether it be in business. It does not really matter. At the end of the day, in order to get the information and the stuff that you want, you just got to hold your tongue, bite your tongue. Just, I guess that's a form of patience too, right? Like, just not rushing or interrupting. That's the worst thing you could do. If somebody's talking and then you're impeding, and you're yeah, yeah, oh yeah, okay, yeah, it's the worst. That's such a turn off. It doesn't matter if you're talking, again, in a business sense or a relationship sense. And when I say relationship, it doesn't got to be just a girl or a guy. It could be like your friend or something like that. Like, it's just so, like, it feels so rude. It's like, bro, let me just let me get everything out, and then you could say your piece. So I'll leave you guys with that, man. Little quick video, man, about how silence could be deadly, but in a good way. You know what I mean? So, comment below, like, share, subscribe to the channel, man. And I got some more information, some more things that I'm going to share from my sales background. But I want you guys to use this technique, comment, share your thoughts, and let me know how it goes for those conversations that you have with other people. And I'll see you guys in the next video, man. Peace.